Hey, what's up? Scott Balkum here with Imagination Creation Films, and today we're breaking down the first style of low-key lighting, Rembrandt. So we're going to be talking about Rembrandt lighting in just a moment, but before I do, I want to take a moment to ask that you click subscribe to this channel and go ahead and tell about 3 friends about us as well. Let's grow this community. Also, I do have a Patreon if you wish to support me that way. It really does help. Now, let's talk about Rembrandt lighting. Now, Rembrandt is a style of lighting that was brought into the light, so to speak, by legendary painter Rembrandt van Rijn, or simply Rembrandt as he's now known. Now, here's an example of the Rembrandt lighting technique that we'll be recreating later on. To better understand this lighting style, let's take a short history lesson on Rembrandt. Now, Rembrandt grew up in the 1600s in what is now known as the Netherlands, and he's a naturally talented artist who apprenticed under several painters in his earlier years. But he wasn't satisfied with the look of the paintings in that era. They were all flat and boring, and if you look at them from that era, they're all kind of high-key lighting, oddly enough. But I digress. Now, Rembrandt learned early on that he could change the mood and the feel of a painting by using light and shadows to help tell the story. He used light and dark to distinguish the essentials from the incidental, meaning he could put what is important and good to the light and what is irrelevant and bad into the shadows. In this first example, we see how he pushed the main characters into the light and pushed off the less important characters into the shadows. Now, he experimented with various types of shadows over the years and slowly developing what he liked. He really worked at using shadow to tell the mood, and in this self-portrait, we can begin to see a style of light that he became well known for. If you look to the right of his nose, you can see a slight, lighter triangle of light. Now, this triangle becomes more defined later. Now, here we see it again. And a little bit later, again. A little further, again. All the way to one of his final works. He regularly used this style of lighting, and although he did paint with other shadows and light patterns, this seemed to be his favorite and is now a favorite of filmmakers, photographers, and painters alike. Now, the telltale sign of Rembrandt lighting are the shadow of the nose that connects to the bottom of the lower cheek or the jaw, creating a triangle of light on the cheekbone. And this is what we're going to recreate today. To see how we create this low-key light style, let's walk over to the wall. We've got our dummy here who is yet named, so if you have a suggestion for a name for dummy, just let me know. What we're doing right now is we're shooting. We have the overhead lights on so I can kind of walk around and show the lighting itself, and then I'm gonna turn off the lights and go further. But we have right here a giant softbox lit by an Aperture 300D, and it's running at 25%, so it's a very, very dim light. Right up here, I have a Home Depot clamp light with an LED bulb on it and just a simple CTB, which is gonna change that daylight or that tungsten balanced bulb into daylight, just so I can match this because I have everything daylight balanced. Now, right here, I'm a little bit out of focus, but that's okay. He's in focus, and that's everything right there. Just doing the thumbnail. All right, so now I'm gonna turn off the lights and I'm gonna show and demonstrate the two lighting. Take a look right here on the cheek. You can see a small triangle. Now, if we turn this dummy a little more towards that light, or we move that light a little further forward, this triangle will increase. But if you notice, there's the nose right here. And here is the nose bisecting all the way down to the cheek because that light is coming directly this way. And that creates that Rembrandt look. Now, you may be saying, gee, Scott, that's an expensive light. Maybe we could do it with a cheaper light. I agree, we probably can. So let me just turn this one on and turn this one off. And once again, we have a triangle of light caused by the nose bisecting, and you can see right here See that harsher shadow? Now this is a hard light and this is a soft light, so you can see the differences that it makes. Now if you were to shoot the camera from this angle right here, you're gonna get a very dark, menacing look towards that camera. If you shoot from this side, well, it's the light, it's the brighter side, it's good and what's important. So it's about choosing that mood. But that's a $10 light up there. This one is a little more expensive, but you can do it regardless. So it's actually really easy. And this is really just one light. Now sure, we have ambient light coming from back behind here, but that is only just to create some type of mood, to give the background something. But you could have these lights off and now you've got nothing. You got no background breakup right over here. It's just black on black. And you know what? It's kind of boring. I do like that, especially the way this light is glowing behind him. Don't be afraid to play with light. This is one light. You created a Rembrandt style lighting, and that is used in movies all the time. It is a great look, and it also provides a lot of character for your, now I would not prefer this like this. I mean, it's okay for certain types of shots. I'd provide a little bit of fill on the side just to kind of bring it out a little bit so it's not just off into the dark. But again, it could be the mood that you're trying to establish. Now, what happens if you have light everywhere? Well, you can fix that too. So what happens if you're in, say, a brightly lit room and you're trying to create this Rembrandt lighting and you can't get the face dark enough? Well, you use our friend negative fill. Now in this case, I'm just using just a simple black solid to kind of demonstrate. But if we place it up against the skin, it actually takes away a little bit of that from there. So the larger this black solid is, the more you can take it away. How about that for mood? We still get our triangle of light, but now we're creating a little more shadow on his body. And we're still using one light, but we're controlling that amount of light and how it hits. Now, how about that? We've got a massive change right there just by blocking a little bit of light. We still maintain that Rembrandt lighting. So it can be done. Don't be afraid of it. Let's go back over to the board. Now, I hope this explanation helped you understand the Rembrandt lighting style and just how easy it was to create. And I hope this inspires you to play a little bit more with light and the amazing stories you begin to tell with it. Now, next time, we're going to be talking about another style of low-key light. It's also very popular. Now, if you have any suggestions for lighting that you'd like to see demonstrated or any other questions, feel free to put those in the comment section down below. I do try to read and respond to each and every one, even if it's just to say thank you. And don't forget about the SB50 Cinematography Challenge. It's alternating on this channel and Bill Howard's channel every Friday. And you can find out more about it on our challenge Facebook group, the SB50 Cinematography Challenge. I encourage you all to join up and be a part of it. You can follow me on all social media at Scott Balkum, and I do have a Patreon if you wish to support me that way. I do really appreciate each and every one of my supporters. They really do help me make great content just like this. And just for you, just so you know, I don't put anything behind a paywall or anything on the Patreon. Patreon is really just there for you to say, Scott, I really appreciate what you're doing. Here's a little something, may not be much, but it's just something to say, I appreciate what you're doing. Alternatively, if you wish to support me via Amazon, you can purchase anything you need by clicking one of my affiliate links down below, and every little bit helps. And if you like this video, go ahead and give that thumbs up a click, just so that others can start to see this video as well. And please remember to click that subscription button and the little alert bell that's next to it. This is a growing community of filmmakers and storytellers, and we think you'd be a great part of it. The alert bell notifies you every time I upload a video or when I live stream, which is another way I answer your great questions. Now, if you really, 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 really love me, tell 5 of your friends about this channel and let's see how fast we can grow. And as I always like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life, let your life center around your passions.